Hey guys, Pedro here to do an album review. Today I'm here to talk to you guys about the brand new album from Stormhaven, Liquid Imagery, out January 30th. This album has 10 tracks and it's 62 minutes in length. Now, for those of you not aware of this band or not familiar with this band, this is a progressive death metal band from France and they're releasing their third album. This album, Liquid Imagery, it's a concept album. An album that talks about a man who's faced with a storm at sea and he's looking at his own demise in that storm. That storm is going to be the end of his life, at least as he sees it. And then the story continues throughout the record, all the way from the moment he's faced with this incoming storm, through the storm itself, and then all the way to the end of his life. So this is a full encompassing story that really requires the listener to sit down and listen to the album from song 1 to song 10, because it's all about the lyrics, it's all about the content, it's all about the story. I also like what they did with this record by starting it off with the first track, a Wayward Course, with having the main character narrate where he is in the story, almost an introspective moment when he comes to realize that him and his shipmates are facing this dangerous storm that's lurking, and this storm could possibly cause the demise of their lives and the demise of the ship that they're in. So I really like what they did there. Having this track as the intro track really sets the tempo, really sets the tone for the storytelling. It really creates a sense of where you are in the story as the album starts. And that to me is really important for the listener to be able to understand where you are and where you're going with this story. So I really like how they incorporated that into the record. Vocally, I really enjoyed the record. It had a mixture of clean vocals and harsh vocals. Some songs you would have both, some songs you'd have just some clean vocals. I like what they did with the vocals from the perspective that it really enhanced the storytelling. They really went with a style in vocals that was helpful and better telling the story of the lyrics. Depending on what part of the story you're in, what the message was, what the dynamics of the story was, they incorporated either clean, harsh, or both into that story, just to enhance the storytelling aspect. And to me, this is really important, because when you create an album that's a concept album that's telling a story, you have to use the vocalists, or the vocalist, if you will, as part of that storytelling aspect. And the way you can do that is by changing between clean and harsh vocals. It really gives a different dynamic to the record, it gives a different dynamic to the song, and really allows for the stories to come to life. You can almost close your eyes and visualize the story, because it almost feels like there's different characters there, and there are different characters. So it's important for you to have that dynamic between clean and harsh vocals to really better tell the story of the record. Musically, I also enjoy the record. I really enjoy the progressive components of the record. I enjoy the death metal components, but I really enjoy the progressive components, because it really felt to me that those progressive components almost crossed over to a more atmospheric sense. It created a cloud that covered the record, that really allowed the record to come to life. It really ignited the story. The music became the soundtrack of the record, and it really brought the story to life. I love what they did with the guitars, with the drums. You could almost feel like the thunderstorm or the waves hitting the ship in the way the music was created and the way the guitars and the drums sounded on specific tracks. To me, that was extremely important, because once again, you really lifted the story from the pages of the book and you really brought it to life. It became 3D in front of you as you're listening to this record. Now, as far as favorite tracks are concerned, this is one of those records, like I said, you really have to listen from song 1 to song 10. It's really hard to pick 3 songs and discuss them, because they're part of a much larger picture, part of a much larger story. But I have 3/4 songs that I really want to mention, because I really felt connected to these. I really felt that the part of the story that they were telling, it was a really key, important part, and it really spoke to me more than any other songs on the record. I'm going to start with The Storm. The Storm is a great track. It really has a key moment of the story in that track, which is the actual storm that hits the ship and everyone in it. So to me, this song from a lyrical perspective was very important, because it's the moment where things start to go south. So it's a key moment of the story, and it's a key song on the record. I really like the melody and the dynamic between the clean and the harsh vocals on this track. I really felt that those two really brought the horrors that would be being in that situation, facing a storm in the middle of the sea. So the dynamic between the two styles really brought the song to life. One other component of this song was the keyboard melody in the background. Very fainted, very subdued, almost there just to create atmosphere, to create a sense of danger, a sense of panic, a sense of fear, a sense of demise. I really like that. It added atmosphere, like I said, to the song. It helped bring the song to life, and it was really the fact that it worked is because it was very subdued. It was just in the background. It was just very almost unnoticeable, but it's enough to really create the sense of some looming danger, if you will. From the guitar's perspective, I like what they did on this track as well, because the guitar sounds in certain portions of the song, it almost sounded like a crisping wave, like a wave getting heady, ready to hit the ship. That sound to me really brought the story to life. You could almost imagine yourself being in that ship, hearing the waves hitting your ship. Everything about this song was well done, well placed, and really helped tell the story and bring it all together. Another one that I want to mention to you guys, this is actually a combination of two songs. It's Starless Night and Contemplation. Starless Night, it's an acoustic, almost all the way through acoustic song, very stripped down. These two songs are very different, by the way. The reason I'm putting these two together is because they really feel like one is the combination of the other, where one starts, the other one continues, and the two of them really feel interconnected, if you will. But Starless Night is really an acoustic song, at least I would say 95% of the song is acoustic, clean vocals, very stripped down, almost a very introspective song where the lyrics reflect the inner thoughts of that moment, of the sailor in that moment, of the main character in that moment. And I like that. I like the fact that it was acoustic, because if you're looking at a night sky with no stars on it, you really need that stripped down effect to really emphasize the moment in the story. And then Contemplation is the next track that comes right after, and it's an instrumental track. It's a little bit heavier, with a faster tempo, with a different dynamic altogether. But perhaps as you're looking at that empty sky, and you come to the realization that perhaps your life is coming to an end, everything starts to race through you a lot faster. Your thoughts, your memories of the past, everything just starts to go through your brain at a much faster pace. And Contemplation kind of gives that sense that everything is racing through your brain, your life is flashing through your eyes, if you will. So I really like the combination of these two songs, what they have to offer, and how they are placed in the story of the record. So that's why I combine these two, because I really feel you cannot talk about one without talking about the other. Last but not least, Sirens. This is my favorite song on the record. Vocally, it's very dynamic. I really like the clean vocals, but overall, the harsh vocals in the chorus are absolutely phenomenal. They have two different styles of harsh vocals in the chorus, and it really gives the song such a strong dynamic. It's perhaps one of the heaviest songs on the record as well, but one that has still great guitar melodies, great riffs. It's really well balanced, well put together. It's a very heavy dynamic song. A song that just packs a punch. It just alternates heaviness with melody without ever really losing the heaviness. When the song gets perhaps a little bit more melodic is when the harsh vocals come in, and the harsh vocals give the song the heaviness that the melody was taking it away. So the two really work well together. When the song is heavy, you get more of clean vocals. When the song gets more melodic, you get more of a harsh vocals, so that the song never loses its balance as far as the heaviness of the song is concerned. One of my favorite tracks on the record. I love the chorus. Beautiful melody in the chorus. The tone of the harsh vocals in the chorus are absolutely dynamic and strong and powerful. I really like that. One of my favorite tracks. Anyways, guys, this is it for me. Stormhaven Liquid Imagery, out January 30. Let me know your thoughts on the band, on the album, if you had a chance to check out these guys. They're from France, progressive death metal band. This is their third album. Check them out. It's a really cool story. It's really cool how they told the story. They really deserve some attention. Check these guys out. Stormhaven Liquid Imagery, once again, out January 30th. Take care, guys.